Blake Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni just exploded because a brand new witness filed a sworn declaration saying Baldoni was verbally abusive. And here's the kicker: that witness is expected to testify at trial in 2026. So what does a declaration even mean in a case like this? And how could it swing Blake's lawsuit as she files fresh claims for even more damages? Stick around, because this filing just raised the stakes big time. Welcome back to A Sip of Drama, where scandals meet subpoenas and the tea always comes with receipts. On September 4th, a declaration dropped that puts a new witness directly into Blake versus Baldoni. And Spanish press says Blake herself just filed a complaint asking for extra damages. Translation: this case isn't cooling off, it's getting hotter. Quick sidebar: if you live for drama that comes with sworn statements, hit subscribe. All right, let's dive in. Legal tea first, drama second. In legal terms, a declaration is a sworn statement. Think of it like testimony on paper. It's signed under penalty of perjury, which means if the person lies, they're not just messy, they're committing a crime. Unlike casual gossip, declarations are receipts with legal weight. Courts use them to support motions, frame evidence, and sometimes, depending on the judge, they can even be read instead of live testimony. But here's the drama twist: this declaration isn't staying in the filing cabinet. Outlets are saying this witness is actually set to testify live in 2026. So the declaration isn't just paperwork, it's a preview of the tea that's about to be spilled in court. So why is everyone buzzing about this witness? Because trials love corroboration. If it's just Blake versus Baldoni, it can look like he said, she said, but toss in a third party? Now it's a chorus. The declaration reportedly claims repeated negative and abusive behavior by Baldoni, specifically verbal abuse. If a jury hears that same story from Blake and from someone independent, it suddenly feels less like an accusation and more like a pattern. And in civil cases, patterns are gold. Jurors aren't asked for beyond a reasonable doubt, they're asked, which story seems more believable? Add a supporting witness, and Blake's side starts looking like the one with more weight. Here's the part that makes my legal antenna twitch. The trial isn't until March 2026. That's a year and a half away, which means this declaration is basically a warning shot. Filing it now gives Baldoni's team plenty of time to prepare, but it also cements the record. No surprise later. The witness is locked in, their words are on paper, and their credibility can be tested long before the trial even starts. It also raises the stakes for settlement. The more witnesses line up, the scarier a jury trial looks to the defense. And that often pushes celebs to quietly negotiate instead of letting 12 strangers decide their fate. But if Baldoni digs in, March 2026 is shaping up to be must-see courtroom TV. In gossip world, verbal abuse could mean anything from raised voices to shady comments. But in court, words matter. If Blake's team can frame Baldoni's alleged comments as creating a hostile environment or causing emotional distress, then it's legally relevant. Especially if the witness's declaration shows the abuse wasn't an isolated meltdown, but a repeated, patterned behavior. And here's the kicker: jurors are people. They know what it feels like to be belittled or insulted. So verbal abuse allegations can land hard emotionally, even if they don't involve physical harm. Think of it like this: evidence doesn't have to bruise skin to bruise credibility. Meanwhile, over in Spain, press reports are saying Blake has filed a new complaint asking for more damages. This is savvy legal strategy. If she believes Baldoni's behavior caused ongoing harm, maybe reputational, maybe financial, she can update her claims to reflect that. It's like saying, the damage isn't done. It's still happening, and I deserve compensation for it. For Baldoni, that means two headaches. Not just defending the original claims, but also batting down fresh demands that keep the story alive in headlines. And jurors, they notice momentum. When plaintiffs add damages, it signals confidence that their case is growing, not shrinking. So let's fast forward to trial. How does a declaration actually come into play? Declarations can be used in two big ways: as support for pretrial motions. For example, Blake's lawyers might use this witness's declaration to argue that certain claims should move forward or that summary judgment should be denied. As a preview of live testimony, basically, here's what our witness is going to say, so get ready. At trial, the declaration itself isn't the star, the live witness is. But because this declaration is already on the record, Baldoni's lawyers will comb it line by line, looking for inconsistencies to attack when cross-examining in 2026. Think of it like rehearsal footage. Once you've said it under oath, you can't change the script. Now, let's flip the script. How does Baldoni's team fight this? Expect them to go after credibility? They'll want to know, who is this witness? How close were they to Blake? Were they in the room, or are they repeating gossip? Do they have an axe to grind with Baldoni? Defense lawyers love to paint declarations as biased, unreliable, or exaggerated. The longer the gap between the alleged behavior and the trial, the easier it is to argue fuzzy memory or twisted perspective. So while this new witness looks powerful on paper, Baldoni's camp will be sharpening their knives to shred that credibility when it really counts. We can't talk about declarations without mentioning discovery. Now that this witness is named in the filings, Baldoni's lawyers can depose them, basically drag them into a conference room, stick them under oath, and grill them for hours. Every word will be recorded, transcribed, and later compared to their 2026 testimony. If they slip up, if their story shifts, Baldoni's team will pounce. If they stay consistent, Blake's case gains a powerful ally. Either way, discovery is about to get messier, and you can bet Baldoni's camp is already drafting subpoenas. And hey, if you're still here halfway through this courtroom chaos, you clearly live for this kind of tea. Hit subscribe. It's cheaper than therapy and twice as fun. Now, let's not forget, this isn't just a legal fight. It's also a PR war. The second the words verbal abuse hit the filings, the internet already judged Baldoni. Even if a jury later disagrees, the phrase is sticky. Fans, brands, Hollywood execs, they don't wait for a verdict. They react to headlines, and Blake adding a complaint for more damages? That only reinforces the narrative that this isn't going away quietly. In the court of public opinion, momentum is everything. And right now, Blake's side has it. So what happens now? The declaration is filed, and the witness is expected to testify in 2026. Blake reportedly filed a new complaint asking for more damages. Baldoni's team will likely move to discredit the witness, challenge the new claims, and push back hard in discovery. Between now and March 2026, expect motions, depositions, and a drip of leaks that keep this case in the headlines. And when the trial finally comes, it's going to be fireworks. So here's the bottom line. Blake Lively's case against Justin Baldoni just got a major boost with a fresh declaration. And if that witness holds up in court, it could be devastating. Add in Blake's new damages complaint, and suddenly this isn't just a lawsuit. It's a long-haul battle. What do you think? Will this witness swing the case in Blake's favor, or will Baldoni's team shred their credibility before 2026 even arrives? Drop your verdict in the comments. And if you love scandals that come with sworn statements and subpoenas, hit subscribe. Around here, the legal tea is always piping.